Back on Sports Bet, Betting Inside today, wrapping it up, big game breakdown, late game. Dallas at Atlanta, Atlanta 348.5 the total. And before we get to Elliott in this game, we got some bad blood here. Jerry Jones has accused the league and compensation committee chairman Arthur Blank of misleading ownership on negotiations with Goodell. And once they approve Goodell's extension, Jones is going to go scorched earth, and he's supposed to sue. He's not happy with what happened with Elliott, who was out the next 4 games for sure, and then his next hearing will be December 1st. So they're not going to have him for a month. And now here we finally get to talk about this. It's Morris, McFadden, or Smith, but not a lot of carries for this guy. These guys, Morris only has 14 carries. So we'll see how much the Dallas offense misses Zeke the next month.
Yeah, and when you talk about the ongoing feud between Falcons owner Arthur Blank and Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, does that have any effect on the field? It might. There's legitimate bad blood between these organizations right now. And with the threat of lawsuits, and God, the NFL gets on, not like the NFL's a stranger to litigation. But when you talk about billionaire owners bickering over a contract that's paying a guy $200 million, nice work, Goodell. $200 million. He's already gotten $200 million from the NFL. He's on the hook for $200 million more if this contract gets signed. The fact that the owners are battling in public adds a little element of, bad blood to a contest that already has a lot of implications when it comes to playoff time. Now, look, as you mentioned, no way Zeke goes, and there's no possible injunction that's going to come in like we saw last week because courts aren't open on Friday for celebrating Veterans Day. So there's no court for him to go to until Monday. So no matter what happens, there will not be Zeke Elliott, which means, as you mentioned, Morris, Smith, and McFadden. That trio is probably as good or better than half the running back combos in the NFL. They're not Zeke Elliott, but they're certainly not hopeless. One thing that Dallas hasn't done, they haven't gotten any of those guys work. I mean, Morris has 14 carries on the season. Smith has 10. McFadden doesn't have a single carry yet. Between them, they have 3 catches. So it's a situation for this Dallas offense with the backs. They haven't gotten a whole lot of work in the system yet. They've been trying to use Zeke Elliott as much as they can. Obviously, not going to have him here. And, of course, a Cowboys defense that has made some strides, but there are issues with Dallas when it comes to stopping the run.
You got that right. You can run on this team. Football Outsider says they're 30th against the run for Atlanta. Their season in the balance here. They lose their 4-5, then they go to Seattle on Monday night. So they're not playing well, and the wheels have come off offensively. How about last year? They scored 58 offensive touchdowns. They have 17 right now. What in the world? And not getting Julio involved. Sark isn't, unlike what Shanahan was able to do. Look at this graphic. Last year, yards per game, 110, yards per catch, 17. This year, 82.3, and yards per catch, 15.3. The running game has stayed strong, though, and that's important in this matchup. 4.6 yards per carry last year and again this season. So I think they can push around Dallas a little bit. Can they protect Ryan? Because you got to worry about Lawrence and Irving as well. They can put some heat on him and maybe create some pressure as well. I've been doing it every week. I got a good number last game against the Jets. I keep playing Atlanta under. They have to prove it to me. Atlanta, these totals are too high with Atlanta's offense.
Certainly wouldn't talk you out of it. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons have been an under machine so far this season. And, of course, when you talk about that Cowboys pass rush, the sack percentage way up, 5.4% of dropbacks last year, 8.4% of dropbacks this year. Dallas has been able to sack the opposing QB, and they've made the decision, we're going to put our 4 best players out there, regardless of specific position. They have a very quick and athletic defensive line, but obviously, as you mentioned, that has led to all kinds of issues for the Cowboys against the run so far this season. Too bad for Atlanta. They're not a great running team. And when you look at this game and you look at this one particular graphic right here, Atlanta yards per play differential. A year ago, best in the NFL, plus 0.1 yards per play. That's the difference between what they gain on offense and what they allow on defense. 2017, look at that. It's the exact same, plus 1.1. There is no stat that wise guys pay attention to more than yards per play and yards per play differential. And with the Falcons sitting at number 1, you can understand why they're getting wise guy support week in, week out, despite the fact that #1 ranking isn't doing anything in terms of producing points the way it did a season ago, as we've said probably 50 times on this show since the start of the season. Steve Sarkisian, he's no Kyle Shanahan.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.